Yo, what's good, mi gente? You is now tuned in to Pura Cultura Sin Censura, and this is your boy Lazy.
And now I'm Smiley.
And together, we are the
Mexi
Mexi
Twins.
Twins.
Yeah. Yo, man, they're saying it's cool to be Mexican now, man.
About damn time.
You see me representing, bro. We've been representing for years out here, bro. It's good to finally see people are coming along, man.
Bro, it wasn't cool for a long minute, way. And, I think in Texas, and we always just assume, right? But in California and Texas and Arizona, I think being Mexican was cool for a lot of gente. A lot of them...
When you're the majority, sometimes it's more influential,
right? I think, and we're talking more like at a younger age when you're trying to get the girls, and we experienced. I don't want to go too deep into it, but we experienced girls saying like, "Oh, I don't fuck with Mexicans."
We experienced racial discrimination,
and I never yelled at. That's racism. I just said she don't want my Mexican ass. I can't be mad at her.
Yeah, you can't blame him for racism when they turn you down, ladies. She probably out of your league there, playa.
No way, but
yeah, it's dope to see, bro, that people are finally coming along, man. Like you see on like TikTok way, and I know I don't want to sound like all you motherfuckers talk about is TikTok.
That's where we live, man.
But that's where everybody's at, and that's where a lot of these trends are happening. Like if you really pay attention to all the pages that everybody rocks with, food community and all them, a lot of their content now is coming from TikTok world. You know what I mean? If you really pay attention, but nowadays you're seeing people jump on trends. Like the whole dance, the Peso Pluma.
Yeah.
You saw Paul. What are those Paul brothers?
Logan
Paul jumped on it. He did the dance, the Peso Pluma dance. A few other people. There's the one kid, Aiden. I don't know why he's so famous, but
he's like in the whole kicking it with Grupo Regida, Fuerza Regida.
Oh, was it?
They were on a boat and shit.
No, that Güero kid though. I'm talking about the Güero kid. I'm not talking about
Oh, I thought that was another youth like influencer that was out there.
He's like his name's like Willie or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of But what I'm saying, like a lot of people that are not Mexican are jumping on the train, right?
Okay.
But even now, you're seeing like Boricuas, rocking with it,
Boricua, Morena,
or in general Latinos rocking with the whole like Mexican sound way. And I feel like
I even seen Yaylene. You know who Yaylene is?
Yeah, we talked about her.
Yaylene. No, that's not Jalen.
Okay, I thought it was the same thing.
No, Yaylene la más famosa or something like that. That's what's his name's? Anuel's his baby mama.
I thought you were gonna call her out her name right now.
No. Anuel's baby mama.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Okay, she does reggaeton. She's a Dominican chick.
Oh, okay, see, I didn't know that.
She was on her live jamming fucking Peso Pluma,
Oh, and then you saw Cardi B jamming Fuerza Regida
with Grupo Frontera, which Grupo Frontera, this is 3 weeks straight where we're telling people like, yo, if you ask Siri who's the most popular artist right now or the number one artist right now, it used to be Peso Pluma. The person that took him off the number one spot was Grupo Frontera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with that song with Bad Bunny.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, you got Bad Bunny and in the mix, of course. It's that's a big name.
Oh, el gran papi de los pollitos.
Oh, shit. But it's like Peso Pluma, bro. I think he had like I forgot how many songs he had like on the top 10, bro. So that's another big accomplishment. And he was the number one streamed artist on Spotify in the world way for
that's crazy, bro. Like. I can look at our analytics for our,
Yo, Lazy, I know you ain't comparing.
No. Hear me out, bro. Hear me out before you belittle yourself so damn much. It's interesting to see where like our listeners come from and where they're at.
Yeah.
But it'd be crazy to see Peso Pluma's global. He's globally number one on Spotify.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy to see like African country just jamming to it for no reason.
I'm sure every country is listening to it because there's Mexicans everywhere, right? Like you mentioned, like you look at our analytics, we'll have like a couple listeners like in France or like different
Australia,
countries. Yeah.
Canada, and shit.
So it's just some of the raza that you know gets out there, man. But nah, man, it's a good time. Like I said, it's a good time for Mexicans right now. Like we were saying, Boricuas are jumping on. You got Bad Bunny did a song with Grupo Frontera. You have what's that? Farruko made a song.
Farruka.
My bad.
Don't ever disrespect the homie like that. Like he's some kind of hyena or something.
Nah, bro.
You heard of Farruka? That's my Ruka, Holmes.
All right, Farruko did a song.
Farruka.
Who else did? I think someone else did.
Maluma.
He's been with Grupo Firme.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cardi B fucked around with, fucking Fuerza Regida or Grupo Firme or some shit,
I think if you're Latino, this is your moment to use your Latino card, to make those to network and get those songs.
Well, look who's doing it, bro. Your boy Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I try to tell you, man. I was giving you guys a heads up, man.
Giving props to the biggest Mexican artist. And I'm just saying the biggest because they're the ones killing it in the game. Numbers are crazy, ridiculous, trending all over TikTok. My algorithm's crazy. It's all, raza and shit. You can't hide the fact that motherfucker Tekashi's in the studio working on some bangers, dude.
Yeah. I heard some of the previews but you see him on stage now. He was with Grupo Firme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He got so that just that's kind of like a heads up to people, like we're working. You know what I mean? And
aquí estoy, mi gente.
I think it's just a matter. It was pretty dope because 6ix9ine jumped on stage with Grupo Firme, bro, and then he was like, "Donde está mi raza mexicana?" And like the whole stadium goes wild, bro.
I wonder what state that was in. I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but bro, someone screams that out, bro. Proud ass Mexicans are gonna go wild, bro. Yeah. So it was dope to see that. And 6ix9ine is giving Grupo Firme their credit, bro, because he's saying like, man, the way you guys work the stage, the way you guys perform, like, man, you guys, doing your thing. But anyways, I think that's just a heads up that they're gonna be working together, and I'm sure, man, I bet you anything like Peso Pluma or Nathaniel Cano are next, bro. Because if people pay attention like we pay attention, is you can see Jimmy Humilde in the comments.
Yeah.
You can see Jimmy Humilde in the 6ix9ine comments, bro. And that's just Jimmy Humilde, reaching out, like saying like, hey, bro, we see you, man. We down to work with you too.
Aquí está la raza lista, homie.
Right. So it's just a matter of time, man. So like I said, bro, it's our time. It's Mexicans are on top right now, bro. So shout out to all the raza that's been supporting raza creators, bro, music, comedians, podcasts, everything, man, because that's how you make things like this happen, bro. So and shout out to everyone else that's not Mexican that rocks with the Mexican culture, man.
Hey, do you know what Peso Pluma's real name is?
Ahmed or Hassan?
Hassan.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was.
That motherfucker was created way. He wasn't just born way.
Hassan.
I don't know his whole
no,
lineage.
They say he has that
Lebanese.
Lebanese, yeah.
His dad, I believe it's on his dad's side. But that's not very uncommon for Mexico, right?
Yeah,
for some reason, there's a Lebanese community out there somewhere. We don't know it, but what's that actor? The famous actor?
Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek, también, so.
Yeah, man. So, man, it's dope to see, bro. It's dope to see, and it's our time to shine, man. So we gotta definitely represent the flag, man. We've been always, representing our culture, bro. La Raza has always been proud waving that flag. Now is that time to really wave it and be very proud of who we are, what we are, and all that good stuff, man. And
let's enjoy the wave, man.
And talking about that, today's a big fight. By the time people hear this, we're gonna know who wins and who loses, man. But Ryan Garcia is gonna fight Gervonta Tank Davis. And this is another big moment for Mexicans, man. I know we don't like to make it like a black versus brown on this, but it is what it is. We always go for the Mexican.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of entertainers that are going for Gervonta Davis because the simple fact he's black. I'm black. He's black. I'm going for the black guy. You know what I mean? Same thing with us. Yo, we stick with our people, man, and we support, man. Whether they lose or win, we just want to see a good fight. and we just want to see our Mexican fighter put everything in the ring. You know what I mean?
Because we know that victory just raises our flag even higher. You know what I mean,
bro?
It's like we want that glory. Who the fuck doesn't want that glory? Way if my flag's gonna be sitting high, everybody's gonna see it because it's the biggest thing that's happening tonight.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not, bro? That's the love we have for our gente, our country, you know.
So tonight va haber peda, bro. Well, either we're celebrating or we gonna be sad, but we still gonna get fucked up, man.
I think as long as it's a good fight, bro, you know, as long as they fight it out, bro. As long as ain't nobody on some bullshit, the referee ain't hating. You know, sometimes we get bad luck with some refs. Way.
I hope it's not Mayweather's ref. I forget his name, but Mayweather's ref. Yeah. That motherfucker really puts in work in the ring. To protect his fighter. Way.
Yeah, he'll fuck up a rhythm. You know, if somebody's getting a rhythm, if for some reason they can't say that refs don't have like a bias. You know, like
refs can be bought too, man.
You know what I mean? And it's like, they can do enough to not be illegal, but they can fuck up your rhythm. Way.
Refs can be smooth. You know, you're smooth with it, and you make it look like it's not intentional. People are gonna let it slide. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be crazy to see. By Monday when people are listening to this, we're gonna know we finished on top or not, man. But either way, we gotta support, man,
and I think we gotta learn from that kind of confidence. Way. Like, a lot of people are saying fucking Ryan Garcia is not ready for Tank. You know what I mean? But Tank, Ryan Garcia, like, he's not letting that like scare him away from the fight. Way. When you have your old mentor Canelo saying it in public on podcasting or bloggers, saying like, yeah, Ryan's not ready for Tank. He doesn't have enough experience. If your mentor at one point says that, some people might be like, maybe he's right. Maybe I ain't ready for this fight. But Ryan Garcia kept looking for it. We seen him on social media tweeting like, yo, Ryan, yo, Tank, what's up? Sign the contract. Yeah. So it's not like he just is coming across an opponent que ya le tocaba, way. He made this fight happen.
Yeah. And but we're gonna see, way, because let's just be honest, Ryan Garcia, he's a pretty boy fighter, bro. These promotion companies, bro, and the sport, they know who they want to put their money on. They're like, you can be a superstar. You look like a superstar. Your image is the image of a super. Like, sometimes it's like they want the skills to match the look because they know that they can really sell you. You know what I mean?
You're
like,
profitable.
Look at Oscar De La Hoya when as a fighter, he wasn't a bad looking dude either, way. So it's just something that the dudes are obviously, we want to see a fight, but sometimes the dudes, if they're good looking, they'll attract the girls to even want to tune in and see what's going on with it, man. So
it's gonna be pretty interesting to see, because the tickets are ridiculous. I don't know if you caught a little numbers.
I didn't even bother looking.
They're saying 20,000 a seat, way, and I'm guessing this is the ones like are around the ring, possibly. Yeah. But it'd be interesting to see all the celebrities that go. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be wild. It's definitely gonna be a party.
Daddy Trump might even show up, way.
Yo, we saw he showed up at that UFC, man.
If fucking Biden wants some points, where he should be at fucking at the front of the fucking audience.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Se va a dormir el güey.
Nah, man.
Just like
nah, man. But talking about fights, bro, and we're not gonna get too deep into this because we just we don't got all the details because not too many details were put out there. But just this past week, man, we saw that there was a music festival. It looks like it was called something Kush. It's like a weed festival type of deal that happened in Cali. And Kino G was there, and looks like he bumped into Swifty Blue. And apparently they got beef. I didn't know they had beef, bro.
Yeah.
And supposedly, from what Kino G is saying, from what he posted on his story, is that he slapped up Swifty Blue and that he punched on him, and that Swifty Blue didn't swing back once, and that none of his crew like jumped in or did anything to help his boy out, man. So that was pretty fucking random to see.
Yeah, that was a random thing few things that are crazy to me. All right? For anybody to put hands on Swifty Blue and nothing happening out of it looks crazy to me, way, because we've seen a lot of crazy dudes, way, and Swifty looks like the kind of dude you don't want to fuck with him, dude.
Yeah, Swifty Blue looks like a wild dude.
He looks like a hothead, like the dude. He's about his action.
Yeah.
King Lil G surprised me because I would
King
think
Lil G looks like a chill dude.
But I would think he's like at the part of his life and career where he's not looking for that extra unnecessary shit, right?
Like, yeah, for that action,
Yeah, and because that was like minimal shit. Whatever beef he has with Swifty has to be minimal, because you don't just slap somebody that you have real beef with. You just slap somebody or smack somebody when they said something that you felt disrespectful, and like you got on your young boy bullshit, and you're like, this is what I do to disrespectful motherfuckers. One thing that I didn't like, but this is the time that we're living in, is going on social media and you could say you're snitching on yourself, bro. Going on social media and saying, I put hands on this person and I smacked them and I punched up on them. I have 4K visuals on my phone of the whole situation.
But I don't think it could be snitching if the other person presses charges. But if both parties aren't pressing charges and they're just gonna handle it, in the streets or handle it on their own, then you're really not snitching on nobody, because people aren't gonna come out and create a case out of it. Like the police ain't gonna be like, all right, we saw this.
I'm not even talking about like the police, way. I don't know, way. If you bump into some ops, way, are you gonna go on social media the next day and be like, that's why I fucked you motherfuckers up, and I stomped on your boy, like,
just kind of thinking real quick, because I don't really remember what Swifty said, but I do remember him mentioning King Lil G and kind of talking about him in a negative way. So I feel like we all seen King Lil G's kind of jumping back in the scene pretty heavy, and letting people know, like, put some respect on my name, whether you're talking about music or you're talking about the streets. Like, he wants to let people know, like, stop playing with my name. You know what I mean? So I think that was one of those examples that you gotta set, right? Like when they say you show up in prison, bro, you beat up on the craziest, toughest looking dude,
the biggest dude,
and then everyone's gonna respect you, right? I think King Lil G doing if from what he's saying that he did, if he did do that, I think a lot of people are gonna have some respect for him, because let's just recognize it. Fear is stronger than respect. Some people will respect him out of fear, and some people will respect him out of love. But either way, sometimes you just want that respect at the end of the day.
Yeah. And
if Swifty did come out and say that didn't happen the way King Lil G saying it happened though.
And they both grown, man. You know what I mean? We're just commenting on it because that's something that's happening in the culture. You know what I mean? That's something we see. So if King Lil G felt like that's something he needed to do, he handled his business.
Yeah.
But I would just for a person, from my perspective, you don't fuck with certain dudes. You know what I mean? Because we could all go back to that movie Carlitos Way. Mm-hmm. You're gonna fuck if you're gonna fuck around with the wrong dude that has the time and is a wild young cat in his own right,
has the energy
to sometimes you just sit and wait to catch you slipping. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't know what happened, right? But let's just say what King Lil G said is true. Let's just say you did smack him up and you caught him slipping on your good day. Somebody like Swifty Blue, when his reputation is on the line, some other shit can happen. You know what I'm saying?
Reputations are on the line, and I think this is when Mexicans they take beefs a lot more serious. Like we saw what happened to Night Owl. R.I.P. Night Owl. No disrespect to Night Owl and his legacy, but just kind of speaking on what happened to him after Spanky Loco caught him in the studio and ended up slapping him and just disrespecting him to the max. Night Owl's career took a big hit because Mexican gangsters, bro, and Mexicans that love gangster rap, we we used to listen to that music and thought that shit was real. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we were kids when all this happened. So when we heard that happened tonight, I were like, what the fuck, bro? Like, how is the craziest dude gonna allow someone to slap him like that? Like, not I was talking about cutting people up, killing people, and
I'm not afraid to die.
he's not afraid to die, and he's a gangster. You know, so que tanto, bro. Like, bro, it affected his career because a lot of people, we couldn't listen to his music no more and feel right about it, right? Which is stupid.
We didn't believe it anymore.
It's dumb of us to think like that, but you know that's what it was. And Swifty Blue has the same type of persona, you know, like that image of that crazy gangster dude, the crazy wild gangster dude. So if you know what I'm saying, like if you let this be the way it is, it might affect your career too. You know what I mean? So
about that night out thing, it's crazy to think that Spanky Loco fucked up Night Owl's career like in a major way. Fucked up Night Owl's musical career in a major way, and Spanky Loco's music career never went anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy when somebody that's not even at your level of musically can fuck your shit up way.
But that just goes back to what a lot of people have said, man. Like Mexicans just take that gangster shit too serious.
Yeah.
Like, and we've heard interviews where people have said, Dr. Dre himself has told me Mexicans take the streets way too serious. Like, we're just making music and we're getting rich off of this music. Mexicans, you guys go out there and really gangbang and you know, go at it with each other for real, fuck up your careers and fuck up your lives. And yo, we out here putting the most gangster image, and we're not doing all that crazy shit, and we're getting rich off of this. You know, like we see all of that. You know, like you know, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, and all them. Like we all saw them as the craziest gangsters, but they didn't take it as serious as you know, Mexican gangs did, man. So that's what happened, man. And I think some people now are just confused on who do they got to check in with, man. Like, they check in with Swifty Blue or they check in with Kilo G, man. I don't know,
Fuck, bro. I don't got to check in with nobody. Like,
okay, 6ix9ine. Okay, 6ix9ine. We
test my gangster.
Just don't show up to LA Fitness, bro.
I let my nuts hang. I don't check in with nobody way, because every time I go out of town, I look like a full nerd way. I don't got no chains out. I don't got my hat cocked to the side. I got glasses. I got thick glasses on. Real tight, skinny jeans on.
Yeah, no, you might be getting hit up by different type of men.
I don't know if I can go any tighter than the jeans you got on right now.
You hear me, bro? You can be getting hit up by different type of men. We ain't even gonna go there, man. But talking about wearing chains like that in public, bro, it just reminds me of that video we just shared about that paisano, bro. He looks like, you know, Stray Vaquero dude had the sombrero, Tejano, whatever it's called, and he had his gold chains hanging, and he ended up, you know, he was with his kids and everything,
and I think he had a bracelet también.
Yeah, and then he ended up getting robbed, you know. But
what race were the robbers?
Yo, they were brothers, man. But there was so much wrong with this video, man. I seen this video, and I couldn't help but to be like just upset at the whole picture, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just seeing this dude being so careless, being so unaware of his surroundings. And like, even if that didn't happen, even if he didn't get robbed, bro, like, this vato's walking on his phone, like glued to his phone, bro. You got your fucking cowboy hat on, and you already know your cowboy hat on blocks more view than anything else, way. Because if you wear a baseball cap, it's just blocking your front view, you know what I mean? But not your peripheral view. The cowboy hats, bro, they're all around your head, bro. So it's blocking more view, right? But this dude's like glued on his phone.
Probably looking at some culitos or some shit.
You know, you never know. And his kid is walking at least 3-4 steps behind him. His daughter is also behind him.
Yeah.
And he's glued on his phone, just walking, bro. Like,
he's very unaware and unattentive of his kids.
Yeah. Like, if you really think about it, bro, if someone could have like walked up behind, grabbed one of his kids and like covered their mouth, bro, and got into a car and took off, like, he wouldn't even caught it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would have took him a little bit to see what's going on.
Yeah.
So that
we know this. A lot of this stuff you learn from social media, or you learn from your parents, or you learn just because it's common sense. When you're walking down the street and you're with your girl, you don't let her walk on the curb side, right? You're walking there. Why? Because you're the first line of defense of anything. And with your kids, they not they what's it called? They don't walk behind you. They walk in front of you, and you got to make sure they're away from the curb también way. It's just natural things of being a protector. That's what as soon as you become a parent, dude, it's a ¿cómo se dice?
Natural instinct.
It's a natural instinct and a natural priority that you are there to protect now.
But it's not just as a parent, bro. It's just it's as a man, you know.
Yeah,
because if you're saying if you're walking with your girl, like normally, like a lot of people don't know this, and that's why we want to talk about it. Because you know, I'm sure a lot of people do know this, but for the few that might not know, we got to have these conversations, man. Because we want to prevent our people going through shit like this. You know, they could have got robbed by anybody. It really don't matter the color of who did this. It's just the fact of being victims to anybody out there that's ready to jack somebody. But it's like, if you're walking with your girl, she's not walking close to the street. She's walking on the other side of you. You know what I mean? It's just a natural instinct of like, hey, it's more dangerous on this side. I'm gonna keep you here, you know, on the safer side, and where, you know, if anything happens, I'm gonna be the first one to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
With kids, like you mentioned, my kids walk in front of me. No one's gonna snatch my kids from behind me. Nothing can happen to them without me knowing that something's happening. You know what I mean? Yeah. And yeah, if you're walking in the city, man,
in the hood,
bro, you gotta stay off of your phone. Like me personally, bro, I'm on my phone a lot. I gotta admit that. But I'm like, usually if I'm being distracted by my phone, I'm in a safe place. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whenever I'm in the hood, bro, like you don't see me just like glued to my phone and not being aware of my surroundings, because you don't know what could happen. You could even be alone. Yeah. You still don't want to do that. But it's like, if you're walking with your kids, like, man, you gotta be watching out for them, man. And if people are out there looking, because these dudes, it's not like they were after him specifically. They were just looking for an easy target. Yeah. They see you. It's obvious that that this type of person is very unaware, very careless. They see the kids behind him. They see him glued on his phone. Boom. Like it's one of them things where it's like, boom, we got one.
Them chains is shining. You could see them across the street. Yeah. They probably already had scoped you out, and then they went ahead and prepared it. Like, yo, he walked into that store. Let's wait for him to come out, and we'll catch him out here. Right. Like, it sounds fucked up to say, way, that you can't wear your fucking jewelry out in the open, right? But that's just the fucking truth, way. If you're in the hood, that's what the fucking hood is. Nobody should have to tell you that in the hood, motherfuckers are hungry, and there's a lot of motherfuckers that are lazy. They could easily make that money going to work that week. Yeah. But they're not gonna go to work to make that $500, $1,000 when they can find easy food and come up. You know what I mean? Boom, jack it from you, go around down the street and sell it to another paisano for half the price. Yeah. So there's things that I see, wait. The kids, you fucked up. Hopefully this video, I'm sure he's seen it himself, and he probably feels like a pendejo. Yeah. Which I don't know if you're doing a pendejo of the week this week, but if not, that motherfucker fits it. Being on your phone again in the hood when you have chains hanging out, bro. You must have never experienced a hood situation to think everything's sweet out here, bro. Yeah. And then,
but the way, you know, I that's that on that side, you know, but the way they did approach him, bro, they approached him very disrespectful, bro. You know what I mean? Like they pulled up with guns drawn, bro. Yeah. Like it was like, bro, we taking your shit, like a las buenas o a las malas, bro. Like you better hand it over, or we're popping you in front of your kids. Yeah. And it was very sad, bro. It was very sad to see his kids have to deal with that, because I have kids, they look like very similar to that age. You too. And bro, their natural instinct was to run, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's so sad to see that. It's like, I would want my kids to run too. You know what I mean? Like, don't stay around here and thinking that you can help against these grown dudes robbing me. Yeah. But it was very sad to see, because that's going to be very traumatic, and that's going to be something that they're going to have to deal with. You know, like that's something that, they might start having some prejudice against black people, bro, because of the way they robbed his dad and the way they treated him, and the way that they were just very they didn't care. They didn't care
Yeah,
that
it was vicious.
yeah, they didn't care that they were that the dude was with his kids. So that's like very disregard to human, to the human body, bro. I don't know how else to say it, right?
Well, it's
Like
traumatic
to the human
way.
race. It's very
Traumatic.
very yeah. They disregarded that. So that's very sad to see that the kids experience that, man. And but it's just a lesson to everybody, man. It's just a lesson of how you always got to stay on your toes out here, man. If you're gonna be alone like that, yo, like some people, like a lot of people made it a thing. You know, if you're from the hood and all that, they make it a thing. Like if you tuck your chains in, you're a little bitch, bro. Like that's what people say, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, like if you're gonna be out with your kids and you might be like vulnerable, because when when you're with your kids, you are vulnerable. Maybe don't wear your chains out. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're just gonna you're just gonna look like a target to some people, man. You know, and the reason why I say that you're vulnerable with your kids, man, because like there's nothing that can happen that'll go right. You know, I seen some comments where people said that's why you should always be strapped so you can pop these motherfuckers if they rob you like that in front of your kids. Well, now your kids are gonna experience seeing two dead dudes on the ground in front of them. Like you don't want your kids to see that either. You know what I mean? You don't want your kids to just anything like
They would have deserved it though.
yeah, they would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like that's still gonna be a very traumatic for those kids to go through. But you know, I've experienced something like that, not to that nature, but it's like, you know, like I've told this story before. Like I used to buy broken phones, I used to fix them, and I used to resell them. Well, one time I was reselling it to a kid, you know, to a little black kid. He was probably like 15, 16 years old, and he saw me with my kid, and he probably knew right away, like I can run off with this phone because he's with this kid. He ain't gonna do nothing. And sure enough, you know, I had this bad feeling like right away once he saw my situation, and maybe he would have tried to do it even if my kid wasn't there, which I wish my kid wasn't there because things would have went different. But he snatched the phone off of my hands and took off running. And my daughter at that point was like 3 years old. So I was like, I gotta let it go. I can't do nothing because I don't want my daughter to experience me seeing like me and like whooping the shit out of somebody or getting in a fight or all that. Like to me, it ain't worth the trauma for a couple $100. You know what I mean? So I let that go. So whenever you're with your kids, you're in a vulnerable situation because if you try to do something about it, your kid is gonna see something and experience some traumatic shit. If you just let it happen, sometimes it's still gonna be traumatic, but it's not gonna be as traumatic. You know what I mean? But like, there's no beautiful outcome when you get jacked in front of your kids. You know what I mean? Luckily, my daughter was so small; she was wandering. I mean, her eyes were like looking somewhere else. She didn't even notice what had just happened, bro. And I had to just make it look like everything went good. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things that is like, we gotta be careful out here, man. Whenever we're by ourselves, whenever we're with our kids, man, and just be alert, man, because you don't want to be victims to this shit, man. Like it sucks to see that, like, and I don't want to make this a race thing, but it's like it sucks to see that our people keep taking L's and shit like this, bro. Like, it's like, you know what? It's crazy, bro. It's like we don't see videos of Mexicans just out there robbing people, bro. Like
we're working, bro.
You know, like
I don't want to sound like that motherfucker either way, but we work for our shit, bro.
Like if there's videos of paisanos out here just running up on people and robbing them, send them to us, man. Because I know that there is a few, because there's a few jackboys in every side, man. But it's like that's not part of our culture, man. That's not part of something that we really be doing out here like that, man. You know, so it sucks to see that we keep taking L's in this type of shit, man.
But we can't feel bad for a stereotype that people are creating upon themselves way. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you see some dumb shit happening. Let's just say there's a school shooting. What's your natural stereotype instinct that what the shooter looks like?
A white person.
Right. Yeah. And black people know that too, right? Like you see Breakfast Club, and that's where that came from. What race is he? Because they're mostly talking about white people, right? Mm-hmm. Well, when we see a street vendor that got murdered or got robbed, And we do know from people that we've spoken to that personally went through it. There used to be cholos that used to do some robbing too. But in the recent times, the only thing that we continue to see on videos, whether it's the Ring cameras catching it or other bystanders catching it on their phones, the assailants are always black. You know what I mean? And when we post stuff up like that, it's not to create this like rage towards a
divide.
Yeah,
try to divide people and shit.
It's also bringing awareness. Like, yo, this continues to happen to our community. What we need to do is protect ourselves and defend ourselves. We can't just be like, hey, let's not share this because, excuse me, because some people might say some racist stuff, or some people might think we look racist, or some people might think we're gonna try to stir some shit up against the blacks and the browns again, like back in the 90s, and we don't want to stir that shit up. And it's like, we are getting beat, murdered, robbed, fucking smacked around. Our street vendors' food just gets kicked off their fucking carts just for somebody's having a bad day. Go pick on them. They don't do shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Or just easy targets to get robbed, man. And that happens everywhere. That even happens here in Minneapolis. Like that happens in every major city. We're looked as easy targets to come up on. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and that's why we gotta talk about it, because like we said, we don't talk about it. No one else is really talking about it. No one else really cares.
But you gotta be smart too, though. Like, I ain't gonna lie. The smartest thing to do is obviously don't be in the hood walking around unaware of your situation,
flashing shit that you're not ready to die for.
Keep that shit at home. Wear your nice shit when you're going to nice places. You don't go to the slums and go flash money in front of people that are starving or in front of people that are lazy. So you don't do that. But another smart thing you don't do, that what that dude did, he did it the correct way. You see guns, let them take your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Let them. That your life is now worth having to go and recoup them $3,000 to $4,000 worth of jewelry that they stole from you.
Material shit is replaceable, man. Your life ain't, man. So definitely, like we said, man, always put your life before any material shit. Like in the hood, the way we grew up, people always say, if someone snatches your chain, man, like they took your manhood. Like you ain't shit until you get your chain back. That's like the dumbest shit ever, way. Like anybody can get robbed out here. That doesn't mean that you're a punk at all. It just means that you got caught slipping.
Yeah.
It ain't worth putting your life on the line for that shit.
If you live in the hood and you constantly move around the hood and you're moving around flashy, you're gonna slip one point or another, bro. Everybody gets caught slipping. There's not one person that can say that they went unscathed through the hood.
Yeah, everybody knows that way. Like I used to work at the corner store when we lived in North Side. In the hood, it's dead center of the hood. Like, man, people can't even imagine, like, drug deals, drive-bys, prostitutes right there on that corner where at that store that I worked at. And the owners, they were from Iraq. They straight up told me, if anybody ever comes here and robs us, give them all the money, give them everything that they want. Just make sure that you don't risk your life for anything. They're like, all this shit doesn't matter. Your life is irreplaceable. Mm-hmm. All this shit we can get back. So I always knew, like,
that's crazy coming from Iraqi people, because they don't give a fuck.
I mean, when it came to that, bro, but they did do some crazy shit there too, bro. But it's like,
Iraqis were born in war. They ain't nothing new for them,
bro. But it's like, yeah, man, always definitely make sure you put your life before any material shit, man. You can always get that shit back, man. But
y póngase trucha, cabrones. You know what I mean? Like, as men and as Mexicanos, way, like, we see motherfuckers get caught slipping away because no están truchas, way. They're either on their phones, they're walking around, not keeping their head on swivel. I'm not trying to say that I'm out here
andando bien pedos in an area that you're not, that ain't a good area.
We've seen videos back in the day when World Star was huge. I seen so many videos of paisas getting just beat and smacked around and beat up just because tantos pedos were trying to find their way home. But another thing too, just be ready, man. As a man, you always have to be ready, way. Like, I know when you go out, you're probably high alert on when you're with your family. You're making sure everything's good. You're making sure that gente knows I'm here with my family and I'm here. I can protect my family with.
Yeah.
You got to have that kind of energy, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's don't expect any type of respect out here. Don't expect that people are gonna respect you because you're with your girl. Don't expect people are gonna respect you because you're with your kids. Don't expect people are gonna respect you because you're with your elderly parents. Like, always know that people will be willing to rob you and your kids and your parents and your grandparents. Like, no one gives a fuck out here anymore.
Yeah.
So you gotta just have that in mind. Like, if you think that you're gonna like, oh, I'm with my wife and kids, I think, if I run into certain people, they ain't gonna do shit because I'm with my wife and kids. Like, nah, that's just a thing of the past. Like, when we were young, we had beef with certain people. We saw them with their parents. It's like, man, I'll just catch them next time, like, or people caught us with our parents, like, and they just give you that look, like, yeah, man, you lucky you with your parents, and you just keep it moving. You know what I mean? It's like that shit's not doesn't exist anymore. Respect does not exist anymore. So, yeah, that's just one of the things we wanted to talk to, man, because as much as we feel like that dude fucked up and he was very careless about his surroundings and with his kids, at the same time, it does piss us off to see our people constantly being victims to people robbing them and people mistreating them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
and we don't get the same treatment because it's us that need to do it. I don't want to be the dude that's always going to be like, Sean Keen, what about this? Yo, my son, you're always boycotting police brutality against these young black males or black murder. What about this, bro? Mm-hmm. 2 black dudes could have got easily killed if that dude was strapped.
Yeah. So and nobody would have felt bad for them.
So how about we start also pushing the narrative of stop robbing people and stop doing dumb shit, and you won't be getting killed out here in these streets.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's wild, man. Definitely wild. And just, here in Minnesota next week, one of the officers that killed a kid, a young black kid, is gonna get released, man. She got remember that what's his name? Dwayne.
Oh, for real? She's gonna get released?
Yeah, she did 2 years in prison.
Oh, so she did her time.
She did 2 years. But for manslaughter, like to kill a kid, when she said she accidentally tried to pull out her taser, but accidentally pulled out her gun and shot him and killed him. 2 years, so a lot of people this week that's coming, when they're going to be listening to this episode, that a lot of that's going to be going on. There's going to be a lot of protests and a lot of angry people because of that. Yeah. But which we're not with. It still pisses us off when we see black kids getting killed by police officers when they shouldn't have been killed. Yeah. But at the same time, we still got to stand up and call what's wrong. When it comes to our community. We can't worry too much about like, oh, they might think that we're racist because we're talking about this or we're sharing this, and they're just clout chasers looking for views on their Instagram page, and that's why they share these videos. Nah, this literally pisses us off. Like we're Mexican, we're Latino dudes that we see any of our people going through some fucked up shit. It hurts us too. Anybody from any race is gonna see their own people go through some shit, and they're gonna feel like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, I hate seeing my people go through that shit. Yeah. And that's just what it is. It's not on no racist shit. It's just on some damn, like we just can't get a break. And we started off the podcast with like Mexicans right now. We're on top of the world. Like, we're trending. It's dope to be Mexicans. Well, I hope one day we can also say like, damn, it's like that whole era of robbing and beating on Mexicans and street vendors. That shit's over too. Like that thing's a thing of the past, and So,
but we also need to start. We also need to stop becoming easy prey and easy targets. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not a race thing; it's a vulnerability thing. Because I seen this is one of the videos that proved to me it wasn't a race thing, which I already knew, but it's just a visual, right? A street vendor gets robbed by some black kids. The neighbors come out, some black neighbors come out, and they're telling the street vendors like, y'all need to start carrying guns, man. y'all need to start carrying guns because this shit ain't gonna stop or some shit like that. They're not saying like, oh no, don't do it because they're black and we're gonna side with them. No, they're saying like, yo, we know what you guys are going through. We know you guys go through this a lot. It ain't gonna stop until you guys start defending yourselves.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna go too deep into it, but I'm not gonna not say nothing because some people are gonna be like, oh no, there's so much going on in our country right now with division, with
divisiveness,
police brutality, police killings. Don't spread this negative light right now because it's gonna affect the movement that we're trying to do over now. Fuck that. You know what I mean?
We gotta just keep it real with whatever's happening, man. Like we said, whether it's dope, we're gonna share it. If it's fucked up, we gotta share it. We just gotta talk about everything, man. But
yeah,
yo, man, we definitely just needed to talk about these topics and the stuff that's going on, bro, because that's what's happening in the culture, man. So to all my Mexicanos and all my Latinos out there, be proud to be brown, man, because it's dope to be Mexican. It's dope to be Latino right now, which we already knew it's dope to be Latino and Mexican. Yeah. But it feels good when other motherfuckers start recognizing us as dope too, man. So
and like Ryan Garcia says, "Viva Mexico,
Viva Mexico." We do what we do.
We do what we do.
All right, man. Yo, mi gente, have a dope ass week. Have a dope, productive week. Stay on your grind. Chase them goals. Fuck anxiety, fuck depression, and stay brown and proud, man. Let's go.
Stay grinding, man. Stay grinding. We're over here putting this work in on the weekend. We're about to go watch the fight, man. So, we appreciate everybody rocking with us. Todo eso, the merch. Make sure you're rocking the merch. You guys see us rocking the merch everywhere we go. We're representing heavy out here for the whole culture and everybody that rocks with us, man. This is your boy Lazy, and I'm out. Peace.
Let's go get some chelas, man.
Let's go.